Good morning, friends. Welcome back to the beauty room. My name is Elle. If you're new, and no, I did not just wake up with eyeshadow and eyebrows done. I did film this intro once and then my camera just completely died on me. So take two. Today I thought we would just sit down, relax, get some calm vibes, drink a little bit of hot tea. I am very sick right now actually. My throat really hurts. So I'm gonna speak a little softer than I usually do. And I just wanted to go through my makeup collection and try to dupe some of the newest viral makeup releases that I talked about in my criticizing new makeup releases video. I love the idea of this and I actually took it from Hot Mess Tom on YouTube. If you've never watched their content before, they also do their version of criticizing new makeup releases, and usually afterwards they kind of go through their own makeup stash to try to find alternatives to things that are being newly released on the market. I love this because it's just encouraging you and me to use what I have. So if you've never watched their content before, I highly recommend you check out their channel. It's funny because this is something that I always do, especially when I'm trying to curve my want and need to buy something or to shop. I spend hours just at my makeup vanity, doing my makeup, playing with makeup, swatching with makeup, and really getting to know the inventory that I have. So hopefully this video inspires you to do your own makeup, play with what you already have, and find alternatives in your makeup collection before you buy something new. Also, just a little disclaimer for the people that like to take my titles literally. These are not actual dupes in the sense of cheaper alternatives. I am just duping the products with similar things I already own that have an overall similar formula, color, or performance. So getting right into it, the first product that I have on my wish list and cannot convince myself out of is the Natasha Denona I Need a Warm palette. This is like a neutral warm palette. It has a lot of shimmers, a lot of more, and just various shades of brown tone colors. I know we all have these shades in our makeup collection. This is not a need. Ironically enough, it's called I Need a Warm. No, Natasha, I do not need a warm, but I want a warm palette. So I'm very tempted to buy this. I almost bought it on the spot, y'all. I really did, and I am currently holding off from buying this palette for as long as possible. I think the moment that I'll likely buy it is during the next Sephora sale, usually in October or November, because I'll get a 20% discount. I can also make content around it, and it just makes more sense than just buying it on a whim. But while I wait to buy that palette, I am just going to use some eyeshadows that I already own that are very similar. As you can tell, I already have the Patrick Ta Major Dimensions Matte 3 palette. The top row is mainly warm tones and the bottom row is more like cool toned eyeshadows. Then I also have the Dayseek. I think that's how you pronounce it. Someone corrected me in the comments in my last video. I think I pronounced it correctly this time. This is their chocolate fudge palette and I don't know, it looks to me very similar. If anything, I feel like now that I'm looking at this warm tone and this warm tone compared to the marketing images, they look way more warm than the actual palette itself. That kind of gets me even more excited because if the I Need a Warm leans more neutral on me, perfect palette for me. Just warning, this isn't always going to work. You're not always gonna find duplicates or perfect alternatives in your makeup collection, but either way, it's a nice exercise to enjoy what you already have. Anyways, on the crease, I used this middle warm tone shade here. Then I added on the little brown cream liner, took the cream, winged out my liner, and then smudged it all on the lid. And then I added this brown, which is my favorite brown in the palette, all over the lid, blended it out, and now I have this smoky eye look. I'm debating on if I want to add shimmer, but I think I am, because what I really like about the I Need a Warm palette isn't the mattes. I have the mattes 100 times over in my makeup collection. I wouldn't be buying this palette for the mattes. I would be buying it for the Natasha Denona shimmer formula. I absolutely love Natasha Denona's formulas in general, and I've skipped out on a lot of her palettes because I felt like the color stories weren't perfect for me, and this palette, at least from the images, look perfect for the type of makeup that I like to wear. So I'm going to use the shimmers in here. These are more glitters. These formulas are this formula is nothing like the Natasha Denona formula, but I am just going to apply this little shimmery glittery brown on my lids. I was not expecting my eye look to be this smoky, but here we are. It's so pretty. Ah, I'm in love. I don't know why I'm using this tiny mirror. I have this one from Flower Nose, which they sent me in PR. I'm just gonna pat this. I don't know if y'all can see that, but the shimmers are definitely shimmering. Now I know looking at this palette, not all of the shimmers are going to be like super glittery like the Dayseek palette. That's not really what I'm going for. I just like how her shimmers kind of are like a highlighter, like they have a satin sheen. I'm not always looking for something to be super glitzy. Like this is super glitzy, which I appreciate and love, but I don't always want that. I'm going in with the lighter glitter shade and just gonna top it off, kind of make it gleam a little bit more, give it some dimension. Ooh, too much. Oh, do you see that? I think what makes this palette is the little glitter shimmers, because I feel like the mattes are a little bit too soft and not as pigmented as I'd like them to be. I know that in K-beauty and just Asian beauty in general, the palettes usually aren't as pigmented, so that's why I prefer the Patrick Ta mattes, because I feel like they have a lot of pigment. They're also very soft and you can build them up, and the same thing with the Natasha Denona mattes. So technically I can dupe this palette, but as y'all know, I don't just buy makeup for practical reasons. I usually do my mascara and everything last. We're going to move on to complexion, which we have quite a few complexion products that have released recently, but I'm not interested in any of them. It's the Patrick Ta Major Skin Hydrolux Luminous Skin Perfecting Foundation. Packaging looks gorgeous. It's supposed to blur imperfections, has serum inspired ingredients, retailing for $58. This was not made for me, and I think our time, those of you who have the same preferences as me, our time will come, and when that time comes, I will be ready to buy it, to review it, to talk about it, to try it out. Right now, we're gonna save a little bit of coin and use what we already love and enjoy. I forgot to mention the Huda Beauty Easy Blur Foundation, which better aligns with my preferences. So I'm gonna be using foundations that give me a similar filter-like airbrush and blurring effect. I'm not the biggest fan of dupe culture, if I'm being for real. I mean, I'm not against having affordable options, but I don't feel the need to buy duplicates of something, even as a content creator. I've fallen into that trap many times before, so I'm not an exception. And I think there's a space for content creators who look for dupes, but I'm just not that kind of content creator. I also feel like the term dupes is used so loosely. I thought might as well continue to use it loosely in the title. By the way, I'm using the Urban Decay Face Spawn foundation in the shade Medium Warm. I did exchange it for more of a warm shade because I felt like the neutral was a little too ashy for me, and I liked the warmth that this gives better. And this is also a foundation I bought recently, semi-recently, like a few months ago. I feel like I bought it in April when there was the spring Sephora sale. As you can tell, like, I've gotten pretty tan. I definitely have changed some color over the summer, but I'm just now falling in love with it. And it's taken me quite a while to really get my thoughts around this foundation, just because, I don't know, I liked it, but I just wasn't finding a space for it in my everyday makeup routine because I liked a lot of other things. But if you watched my channel for a while, the Maybelline Fit Me used to be my favorite foundation of all time. I still recommend it, still think it's one of my favorite drugstore foundations, but this has replaced it just because I think it has better longevity, better grip onto the skin, especially for my oily skin. It's a little bit more transfer proof than the Maybelline Fit Me, so if you were to splurge, I would get this one. I do want some more coverage, so don't mind me. I'm gonna mix in the Estee Lauder Double Wear, just a little bit of that. Lately, I have just been rethinking my channel and kind of like the vibes that I give off and what type of content I want to make, what type of content creator I want to be, and I've been questioning just a lot of the things that I've been posting and asking myself, how can I make this better? How can I improve this idea or concept to be more not just more valuable for you as the audience, but when you come to my channel, how do I want you to feel? Currently, how do you feel when you come to my channel? I would love to know. I think when I look at my channel, I personally am seeing and reading the comments that I see, I'm starting to get a little bit concerned, mainly because I feel like my content and the topics that I talk about are authentic to me, very much how I look at makeup, how I look at my beauty purchases, how I think about products and everything like that. But I also feel like I might be giving off anxiety. A lot of my content, I mention budgeting, and I share a lot of suggestions on how to make the best purchasing decisions for you. Because of that, I also notice every once in a while I get comments of people just sharing their anxiety or their guilt for something that they bought. And I just don't want you to feel that way when you come to my channel. Like, I don't even want you to feel that way and then look at your makeup and think, oh my gosh, what did I do? Like, I don't want my channel to kind of be that realization. What I want my channel to be is a space where you can find comfort, enjoy. I always describe like my makeup time as my boyfriend's equivalent of his gaming time. He likes to come home and just get lost in playing video games, and I like to just sit at my makeup vanity and do makeup for no reason. I never record me doing my makeup because it's me time. That's kind of what I want my channel to bring. Like, I want you to be able to watch my videos like this one and just do your makeup and play with what you have and enjoy what you have and have fun with it. I think that I'm kind of doing the same thing where I know a lot of people are getting tired of like people just like pushing products and what you should buy. And I'm not doing that per se, but I still feel like I'm putting my I'm still posting around the act of shopping, around the thought of shopping, and how can I make sure I'm like not gonna have regrets. And so either or, whether you're being critical about your purchases or not being critical about your purchases, it's still about the act of shopping, which yes, there is some value in that content, and I'm not gonna put myself down for that or put down my content for that because I'm still very happy with what I've been posting, and I will continue to still post that type of content because that's kind of how I navigate the space. But in the same breath, I want to add in more content that's about the makeup itself, the act of playing with makeup. Doesn't matter what the product is, it's just the act of using your makeup, playing with your makeup, having fun with makeup, whether it turns out good or turns out bad. This video scares the crap out of me because I am an absolute perfectionist and I don't know how my eye makeup looks on camera right now. In person it looks good, but that doesn't mean it looks good on camera, and that scares the bejesus out of me because I don't have that control all the time. Before I keep talking, there have also been a lot of concealer releases. We have Westman Atelier, we have Victoria Beckham, we have MAC Radiance 24-Hour Luminous Lift, and it looks like, just like foundation, these are all very luminous concealers. So to honor the luminous concealer, this is the Kofi Main Match. I always forget. Kofi Main Match Concealer. They sent this to me in PR, but I absolutely love it, and it's in the shade Mango Drop. I personally really like this. Ooh, that's a lot of fallout. I was not expecting all that. I never had that problem before. This is the most radiant concealer that I own, and it's my favorite for under the eyes. The best way to apply on concealer is the back of your hand. Use a brush, then put it here, but sometimes I get lazy and this is just how I apply concealer. Any BK Beauty brushes that you see, this is the Angie Hot and Flashy A506, was sent to me in PR. I literally love their brushes, no joke. Like, I'm so grateful they sent them to me in PR because they're so freaking good. They're worth the hype, I would say. But what I was trying to say earlier was I just want to create more content that's freeing to me, where we can just enjoy the act of playing with makeup. Like, I'm not a makeup artist, so I feel strange giving like tips and tricks. I can only give suggestions and tips and tricks based on what's worked for me, what hasn't worked for me. And then also, I don't want to be solely a product reviewer, you know? But I love the act of just talking about makeup, playing with makeup, and that's what I want this channel to be. Look at that radiance. Woo! So good. I don't put this all over my face. You can. It has like medium to almost full coverage if you like a radiant finish, but it's absolutely gorgeous under the eyes. Like, ooh, can't get over it. For the rest of my face, I'm going to use the Hourglass concealer. Another thing I learned after reviewing so many damn concealers is that they're nothing special. Like, they all end up being kind of the same. They all do similar things. They might have different finishes, different coverage. Like, if you already have a concealer that you really enjoy and it's working for you, if you see new concealers launching, it's not something that you're missing out on. I've tried so many concealers and I don't have a favorite because they all work for me. There was no like cream bronzer or powder bronzer that I talked about in new makeup releases, so I'm just gonna use the Huda Beauty Tantour. So the last last thing I want is for you to like come on my channel and start having anxiety about money and anxiety about what you're buying and beating yourself up about what you're buying, because at the end of the day, if you make a mistake, if you splurge on something and you hate it, or you splurge on something but you like it and you just realize you shouldn't have bought it, it's like, that's okay. I don't want to give off the vibe where it's like, I hate makeup. That's what I'm afraid of. Like, I'm afraid that I'm giving off the vibe that I hate makeup when I don't. I love makeup, and I don't want this channel to be for people who hate makeup. Like, I want this to be a channel for people who love makeup. You know what I'm saying? Like, the nuances of makeup. I'm a makeup maximalist. For those of you who are here and you watch my channel, I want to know, what is it about my channel that you currently really enjoy? What type of makeup wearer or makeup lover are you? Because I do get a lot of comments of people like not wearing a lot of makeup. You know, that's kind of what I'm attracting. I kind of realized that, but I also want this to be a space for people who love makeup and are obsessed with makeup the way that I'm obsessed with makeup. It's not just about the act of buying makeup, whether that's excessive or not excessive. Hopefully you get what I'm saying. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Feel free to ask your questions down in the comments below. Wow, I spent way too long applying on bronzer. We're gonna move on to liquid blush. So Rare Beauty is releasing some new liquid blush holiday sets. She has a collaboration with Only Murders in the Building, which is a show that she stars in. I love the shade Resilience. Like, I'm tempted, but hopefully she comes out with it in a separate. Oh, never mind. The box says that it's a dewy liquid blush. It's a pass. I'm not doing dewy liquid blushes anymore. But Cali Ray is coming out, or has come out, with their blurring blush pore minimizing. They're calling it a cream blush, but I'm pretty sure it's liquid. I did purchase this and I just want to see. Wait, y'all, it's been delivered. Oh my gosh, let me go put some pants on and get the mail. My tea is cold now. Y'all, I was not expecting for the blushes to come in the mail. I'm kind of like out of breath right now. I did buy this with a gift card that my mom gave me for my birthday, so it was definitely a treat. It wasn't something that I had to buy, and I also got like a $10 discount off of it, so I didn't feel the need to wait for the 20% off sale to buy it. You all know that I have been waiting for a blurring soft matte blush to release because everyone keeps releasing dewy blushes. Like, I am tired of it. I tried to open this without like ripping it. This video isn't meant to actually try new products. The alternative that I was going to use in my makeup collection was the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Matte Beauty Blush Wands. If you watch my channel, you know this is my favorite formula. It's not the most matte formula. It kind of just like, oh, what's the word? It adapts to the finish of your foundation or whatever you're wearing underneath, but it's the closest thing I've got. So when Cali Ray released this, I could not help myself, okay? I have high expectations, so we're gonna put this on our face. I have two of the lightest shades. I do really like a lighter blush just because I feel like, I don't know, it gives me the flush that I want. I don't know how to explain it. I have the shade Epic and also the shade Zen, which is more of peachy. The other one is more of a cool tone pink. So let's try Epic. It has that little doe foot applicator. Oh wait, I'm scared. You know what? Let me swatch Epic on my hand first because I don't want to ruin my makeup right now. So that's Epic. Yeah, that's definitely very pale pink, but it has a little bit more pigment than I was expecting. Wow, that is liquid to powder. Keep in mind, first impressions, I'm always going to be a little bit more excited because I just got it, but I want you to also note that these are not inclusive, to bluntly put it. I saw Monica do a video about these and they have like a white base to them, which makes it really hard to show up on deeper skin tones. And Cali Ray in general is a brand that I noticed doesn't have the most inclusive shade ranges for a lot of things. So I've been hesitant to even buy anything, but this is the only thing that I got close to my preferences on the market. Ooh, okay. I like this. Because it's such a light color, it's not going to be super pigmented on my skin, but it is giving me that peachy blush and it's matte. Ooh, I like that. And I like the color. It's not anything like Peach Pop. I was scared it was going to be like a dupe of Peach Pop and I would have had two of the same thing. But this color is a lot more of like a pinky, peachy brown tone that's showing up on my skin right now. And I like how natural it is. Like, this doesn't feel like blush blindness. This feels more like nude. And it's easier to build up that way. Okay, I think I'm really gonna like this. This is what I'm looking for when it comes to a blush. I would warn you though, if you're any deeper than me, the lighter shades, I can see kind of like the more pale base to it. I'm not a color chemist, I'm not a cosmetic chemist, so can't really speak for anything. I can only speak for me as a user right now. It works for me. I'm happy it works for me. I just don't want you to go out and buy shades that aren't gonna work for you. So fair warning there. I am gonna just go ahead and kind of see if these are like transfer proof like I'm seeing online, because I also love when blush has longevity, and that's usually why I end up going for more of a liquid blush, because I feel like they last longer on the skin. So we're just gonna let that set while we do the rest of our makeup. Makeup by Mario is releasing loose powders and a setting spray. I am not interested in either. I'm very satisfied with the products that I own. I'm not saying I'll never buy it though, because when it comes to like complexion and setting products, I'm always intrigued by them. So it's something I'm gonna wait a little bit more time to kind of see what everyone is saying, and if they intrigue me enough, I might consider. For now, we're gonna try to dupe it and find alternatives. Tier Mask Fit Makeup Fixer, Long Lasting Blurry Effect, Moist Finish, which is an interesting way to describe that. This was sent to me in PR, and I use this as like a fixing spray just for my makeup and creams and liquids to mix all together. I love the packaging of this. I think it does the trick. And the Makeup by Mario one is a soft setting spray. It's supposed to be an ultra fine mist without disrupting your makeup, all day hydration. It's supposed to layer beautifully on the skin, and I think it's supposed to have more of a soft finish. Let me check actually. Okay, it's supposed to have a natural finish, fragrance-free, alcohol-free. I kind of like that. I also want to find balance on my channel. That's why I still post shopping videos and I still talk about new makeup when I buy new makeup, because I'm not a minimalist. I'm not a person who doesn't buy or splurge on makeup at all. I'm a makeup lover. And the last thing I want you to do is to think to yourself like, oh, I can't buy that. Like, I don't subscribe to that mindset of like, I can't do something. If you're making your own money, I think there's also value in spending it in ways that's right for you. Once I finish up with the Tier setting spray, I might try out the Makeup by Mario So Real Skin setting spray, see if it's any good. Wait for the reviews though. I'm using the One Size powder in replacement of the Makeup by Mario. I wish I could sit here and tell you like that I'm very practical with my makeup buying, and it's like, no, because I do have a different relationship with makeup and it is my job. And I hate saying that. I hate it. I hate to say that on camera because it's kind of like breaking the fourth wall with y'all. Imagine watching a movie, being in character and like a romantic scene, and the cut to, oh, Plaja, just an actor. I'm just an actor. And it's like, you don't want to be reminded that they're an actor. And I don't want to remind you constantly that like, this is my job. And yes, I'm a very small channel, but I've been taking steps to make this my career and to have longevity in it. And I take it seriously, but also I have fun with it at the same time. And I've always dreamed of having this job. I've never really shared that with y'all because again, it feels like breaking the fourth wall. Like I feel like I'm breaking character in a way, but I've always dreamed of being a content creator. Always. Since I was maybe like 12, 13 years old. Before I even knew that being a content creator could be a job, before this space was a space, before influencers were influencers. And it's taken me 10 years to get good at making content. 10 years. Over 10 years. This is my first year really just committing hard to it. And there's so much more I can do. So much more I can do. And for that reason, when I buy makeup, it's not just valuable in terms of, do I like this? Do I not like this? But it's valuable in terms of what I'm sharing with y'all. At the same time, my makeup is also what I consider to be inventory, but I still want to do things a little bit differently, you know? I don't want to be that content creator you go to just for like all of the new makeup release and makeup reviews. I want to take my time reviewing things. I want to buy things later than other people. I want to put myself in the mindset of the average consumer, even though I still consider myself the average consumer, but like you, like I want to put myself in the mindset of you, my viewer, instead of just a content creator. I want to find that balance to make it work as a content creator and an influencer. And I've switched my mindset from, oh, I have to buy all of the new things to review them for you, to if I was the average viewer, how would I think about making purchases? And that's how my shopping videos came to be. Actually, most of my videos came to be. With my makeup inventory, I could use that as an excuse to like buy all of the makeup, but if I am looking at it as inventory, it's like I also want to get the use out of all of my inventory, right? Now that I've set my face, we're gonna move on to the Hourglass palette because there are new Hourglass releases, and I have considered buying this to review because I reviewed it last year. I think it did pretty decent, and I also just love these palettes. Like, I'm absolutely obsessed with them. I looked at the colors this year and putting myself in that mindset of like, if I wasn't a content creator, would I buy this? And I might consider not buying it. I also have two, actually three already, and I like the three that I have. I love the three that I have, and the only thing that would convince me to buy the new palettes this year is to review it, and also the peach shade in one of the palettes. I really want the Hourglass formula in a peachy shade. But that's it. Other than that, it's like not worth it to me. And so I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm declaring right now, I'm not gonna buy the new Hourglass palette this year, even if it's on sale. Shook, I've committed. I'm committed. So if I buy it, I'll look like a clown. The closest thing to the peach shade is this one right here, which I think this is called Solar Bronze. Wait, no, what is this called? Oh, this is called Sunbeam. It's more like a burnt orange color, like a blood orange color. We're gonna use the bronzer first, just to bring life back to my face. This is more of a reddish bronzer, so I look a little bit red. That's probably the reason, because bronzer leans a little bit more warm. This is supposed to be their deeper palette, by the way. It's the snake one from last year, but it's really not that deep. Because I'm kind of going for that peachy look, I'm gonna mix these two shades together. The Cali Ray liquid blushes, they are truly bud proof, y'all. Truly budge proof. Going to mix these two shades together. These are super pigmented. I'm just gonna put them on the apples of my cheeks. Back to the topic of just makeup inventory. I think there's value in content creators that review everything and buy all of the new things, because it's like, we want to know, like, is it good? Like, I want to know before I go out and buy it. So I definitely don't want you to get it twisted and look at content creators that do that as like, I don't know. I don't like putting down other content creators. I really just don't like shaming other content creators, so you're not gonna get that from me. Yo, there's a lot of fallout with this eyeshadow. Oh my gosh. Okay, tell me not. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh. The combo of everything. I'm really in love with it. I think at this point of doing my makeup, I start to lose it and I'm talking nonsense. So if I don't make sense, please take everything I say with a grain of salt. The last thing I ever want to do is put down any content creators, and you're not going to find that on this channel. I will usually call out in the comments if I notice you putting down influencers and content creators in here, because I just don't like that. But I want my makeup inventory to be something that I know really well and that I've mentioned multiple times on my channel. Like, whatever I decide to keep as my inventory, like, I want you guys to know that I love that stuff. I would recommend it, and I have confirmed that it's something that is worth your money. Again, based on your preferences, because we all have different preferences, but you know what I'm saying. A good example is the Urban Decay Face Bond foundation. Bought this during the last Sephora sale. It's been sitting and I've been using it every once in a while, but I have yet to really know my thoughts about it and wrap my head around it, because I just keep using other things in my inventory or collection, whatever you want to call it. It wasn't until recently where I found a place for it and I realized how much I really do love it and enjoy it. And it took some time. It took some time when I put myself in the place of just being not a content creator and how I use my makeup. It's like, when I have like 5 foundations, I'm usually reaching for the safe bet. And the Urban Decay Face Bond foundation for a while was not the safe bet. It's become the safe bet. It wasn't the safe bet. But if I was a makeup reviewer, primarily just a makeup reviewer, I would have just gone out of my way to like continue like trying to use it and trying to make it work, because it's like my job and that's what I'm trying to do. I want to look at makeup in the eyes of like I've said this a million times, but I want to look at makeup in the eyes of if I wasn't a content creator. That means sometimes the new product gets pushed back over and over again, because I feel like a regular person, and I consider myself a regular person, if they had 10 foundations, they're not going to reach for all of those foundations. They're going to reach for the one that works the best and the one that brings them comfort. So when I'm recommending a product, ooh, y'all, I love my makeup today. The stars are aligning for me today. My words might not be aligning for me today, but my makeup is aligning for me today. Okay, what else do we have for new makeup releases? Honestly, not too many lipsticks or lip products. I think we only had the Maybelline Creamy Tint that's being released in Asia. It's just a matte kind of lip color. And then we have the Dolly Parton new makeup line. There's only 4 different shades. I'm gonna lean more towards the matte vibes, going with my go-to Foxy Brown from Charlotte Tilbury. I'll line my lips. Okay, blend them out a little bit. I have a bunch of soft matte lip creams I could use, but I'm gonna go with my trusty. This is from Florasis, and it's their soft matte lip cream in the shade Sacred Warm. This was also sent to me in PR, by the way. Okay, we got our hair down. The look is complete and finished. Oh my gosh. Wow. I wasn't expecting this look to turn out the way that it did. I wasn't sure about the eye makeup in the moment, but I realized the glitters have a little bit of green in them, so it just looks really good with my shirt. Then I really like the lip color because it has some warmth to it. Cheeks, it has some warmth to it. So I feel like everything is really complementing each other. And I use tried and true, trusty products that you're gonna see on my channel over and over and over again. I don't care if you get sick of it, okay? I hope that this video helps you get to know me a little bit better and my thoughts on this channel. I want to make more content like this on top of everything else that I'm doing. And I know I'm always suggesting to be critical about your makeup purchases and things like that. I also want to remind you that like it's okay to love makeup, it's okay to splurge, it's okay to enjoy what you have, and it's okay to buy something that you want. Like if there's anything you learn about me, I'm about balance. I'm about yin and yang, okay? I'm not an extreme person in the sense of like being a minimalist or a maximalist or I love makeup or I hate makeup. I don't see life in black and white. I see life in the gray. There's always some nuance to things, and I hope that this channel can bring you some balance. With that being said, like this video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new to my channel. Don't forget to check out my criticizing new makeup releases video if you haven't seen it already. And as always, I'll catch you on the flip side.